suffered devastating losses due to unpredictable conditions, diseases, and a lack of reliable ecosystem tracking. In the heart of Kenya's pastoralist regions, livestock is more than just an asset, it's a way of life. Yet, every year, countless farmers suffer devastating losses due to unpredictable conditions, diseases, and a lack of reliable ecosystem tracking. For years, traditional farming methods have relied on guesswork, leading to avoidable losses from droughts, diseases, and poor grazing choices. Introducing Ground Tech, an AI-powered solution designed to revolutionize livestock farming. With the power of artificial intelligence and smart ecosystem tracking, pastoralists can now make data-driven decisions to protect and grow their herds. With just a smartphone, farmers can now scan their livestock for diseases, store health records, and locate the best grazing habitats, all from the comfort of their homes. GroundTech's AI-powered scanner instantly detects potential diseases and provides accurate solutions, ensuring healthier livestock and higher survival rates. And that's not all. The app conducts real-time ecosystem research, guiding farmers to the best water sources and grazing lands, minimizing losses from drought and poor feeding conditions. With GroundTech, pastoralists can take control of their farms, reduce losses, and maximize their profits, ensuring a more sustainable and profitable future. Join us in transforming pastoralist farming and ensuring a stronger future for livestock owners. Invest in GroundTech today.
Welcome to GroundTech Technologies, where we use AI to track our cows, our cattle, as well as also tell the location of the cattle, and also it helps in managing the cattle for managing our cattle. So some of the problems that we noticed when we created this application is that most of the your animals and also the ecosystem condition. The reason as to why we felt it was important to have the tracking and the monitoring of the health together with the ecosystem condition is because currently with how the weather is not predictable, you may send your boys to take care of your cattle maybe in Marsabit, and maybe there is floods going on there. So through this system, you can be well informed of the climatic condition of that area that you're sending your team to go. And um, our business model generally is on subscription based. Once a farmer has subscribed to the system, we charge, let's say, 30 shillings per head or per the cow. And if someone has 0 to 50 cows, you can charge up to 1,000 bob. 100 to 100 plus cows, we charge up to 20,000. Our model of charging this system is just to keep the system on, and in partnership with the companies, let's say like Safaricom, we use their network so that you can so that you can keep this system on, because we're technically using something that looks like their SIM cards. So the reason as well we are looking for um, the current market potential of this system. Uh, Kenya has over 15 million cattle and 25 million sheep and goats. That carries about 14%. Currently, Garissa carries over 14% of the market share, and we are targeting to get up to the 50% market share with funding, that is. And the total address of the market is over 3 million pastoralists in Kenya. So our competitive advantage is the AI-powered diagnosis faster, and it's more accurate than traditional the vet method. And then it is a self-model, no need to use expensive veterinary visits. And then it's affordable, tailored to fit different herds. And then the scalability, the potential to expand, it has a potential to expand beyond Kenya. The market outreach, we hope to, the funds allocation, we are hoping for not only funds to facilitate this project, but we are also hoping for partnership from organizations like Safaricom, so that they can empower us with not only the telecommunication support, but also from the government in terms of accessing these farmers and from their local regions. And that is where we have a budget allocation of that level.
Okay. To our judges.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the courage to present. Just a quick question. Does the app exist?
The app is still under development.
What stage? You'd say, do you have a prototype? Do you have an MVP?
Currently, we have an app that is already, we have the website that is already created
Mm-hmm.
just for the purpose of testing. We also have a small gadget that we're using locally
Mm-hmm.
just to test in terms of the location,
Mm-hmm.
and just knowing how the location, the pattern works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you, is it on somewhere we can have a look at? Just the gadget itself? It uses GPS or something?
Yeah, it uses GPS.
Yes.
And that is why we are interested in partnering with people like Safaricom, so
Mhm.
that we can use their telematic solution that they normally use in maybe their vehicles.
Mhm.
If we could use that system of telematic solution in the tracking of this livestock.
Livestock.
Yes.
Okay, then the other thing is looking at your customers and the ability to pay for this gadget, and also the understanding how many livestock owners have you tested that with, and what was that process like?
Okay, as I said, we are currently testing the product, and as where we stand, we are only using 2 customers to first of all test the product. And from how we have seen it working, especially locally, since we only use a distance of up to 2 to 3 kilometers away, It can easily tell us the location of the place, and it also helps us in keeping the record. So we are still in the formation period. It is not yet fully formed, but once we are hoping to get more funding and at least assistance in research. We need to invest a lot in research and developing of this service, and we are hoping that this is a system that, once implemented, is going to really pick the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all.
Okay. Anyone? Okay.
In terms of the disease, crop disease detection, who are you partnering with, or who do you have in mind in terms of partnering, so that when you detect, when someone take an imagery, who are you working with to provide the, what's the word, the certified information for the system to be able to detect this disease, and it's certified by KEFIS or somebody?
Currently, we have not yet reached to that level.
Okay.
As I said, we are still testing,
Yeah.
and we are using local veterinary officers just to see how this system will work in terms of both keeping the information of the cattle, so that wherever your cattle is, you can just scan the biometrics on there is that thing that looks like a peg that we normally keep at the
Yeah,
ear.
tag.
Yes, the tag. We put that gadget inside that tag, so that wherever the cow will go,
Yeah.
you can scan that QR code, and it will give you the full record of the cow's
Yes.
health condition. Then from there, if there is any changes, you can just update on the system. That is why we need more gadgets, and we need more systems, so that it can be used across the country.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I think it's a good idea, and thank you for the honesty on the stage that you are of your business. It's still at the idea stage. But look around some areas, if I can point you to a certain direction. There's this solution, if I get the right name of the solution, because it have come to my mind as I was speaking. There's this solution where they had tagged with a geo monitoring system a bird from Europe, and they were able to see where she went and what it had done. And so me thinking, as you look at what is the ideal market segment to work with, I know farmers are good to work with, but also you can look at organizations that are keen on eco-friendly supporting of wildlife and other species of animals, because if you have that solution and it is in place, those are the kind of partners you need to think of. And it has, the reason I'm saying that, you also have to look who is capable of paying. But also in your case, if you are able to polish your product, then the commercial farmers of livestock might be the ideal client for you. But in this case, then you have to decide who do you need to start testing with. My quick last question, how many ideal users, customers have you tested with, if you have reached that stage of testing?
So I have only tested with 2 major farmers, and from the 2 farmers, they have a number of up to 50 kettles. And from that, we have tried in terms of, we are still working on the geolocation, and also how we can integrate its health with the system.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Marianne. And we'll move on to Tana River, being represented by Joseph Mutinda from Packing Up PFAS, hoping so. And this is in the climate and green energy sector. Please let us appreciate Joseph as he comes on stage. Thank you for that clap.
Hi, judges. Hi, fellow investors, innovators, really. Okay, clay clay-rich soil has been a major contributor, has contributed immensely in the building industry over the years in Africa. Now, this has been dented due to the fact that clay has been infested by PFS. To degrees or above 900 degrees Celsius. So above these, on subjecting these particular compound to these temperatures, it has no room to exist again in that particular soil. So by so doing, we result to formation of soil that is PFAS free. We don't stop there. After we have purified this particular soil, we do value addition to it. We make bricks out of it. So this informs our main idea of advocating for the SDG goal number 11 and SDG goal number 12, number 13 rather. That is climate action and sustainable living. So looking at a global map of or regions where this compound has found to be inexistent, all the areas that are not black painted are regions that have been infested by PFS. And to show you the magnitude of what this compound can do, in the Netherlands, products that are manufactured with PFS have been banned. In the US, the same has taken place. So the value chain that we undertake in purifying the soil is we first extract, we take it through a thermoradiator, then we manufacture the bricks and redistribute. Yes, we have a business model, though our intention is not to make profit out of it. So we actually sell the bricks at a price that we have manufactured them at. So we actually generate revenue through direct sales. We generate revenue through strategic partnerships. We also generate revenue by patenting our innovation to companies that are manufacturing bricks and that are eco-conscious. So this is a prototype of what we have been able to generate. We do not have, we have not been able to have a plant whereby we can generate the bricks. We do this through leasing of different machines that actually resort to the final product. So the brick that you can see in front of you is a brick that is PFS free, meaning that it is not harmful to the environment. This is a project that we have undertaken in Tana River County. So this project, this is our most recent project whereby we used 3,700 bricks. We manufactured those bricks and we delivered that to our clients. So we are aiming to actually be manufacturing 100,000 bricks annually. And we have an ask of 5 million. So this will actually be distributed in making sure that we do more community outreach. We also try and invest in the machine or the prototype that we already have an infrastructure in mind. Then for the revenue growth, we have been in existence since 2021 to 2024, and we have experienced a rise in revenue. But since I mentioned that we are not after profit, all those we have actually not been able to break even.
As we finish.
Sure. So this is our team, myself, who is an expert geologist, and Cheryl, Emmanuel, and Mary. So we actually call you to join us in making sure that we make Tana River County a PFS-free region, and also make Africa and the continent at large a PFS-free ecosystem.
Okay.
Thank
Yay to PFSA free clay soil. To our judges, as we have Kennedy and Rebecca make their way to our backstage. Judges, please.
Yes, nice presentation.
Thanks.
My question is, how do you sustain the business if you don't intend for it to be profit generating? Remember, at the end of the day, money is also a way of you keeping your mission going. Because if it generates money, you're able to sustain it and create more impact. Yeah, so one, how you plan to sustain it, and two, why aren't you generating revenue out of it?
Okay. Thank you, Judge Steve, for that question. So to respond to that, the main reason as to why we have not made this particular innovation a business is because we intend to first educate the society, because we know there are many players who are in the brick manufacturing industry, and currently, more than 90% of the infrastructures that are being built do not use bricks. And the main reason is because of the ban of the PFS compound in it. And hence, people prefer to use other methods or prefer to use the quarried stones for their constructions. So we want to focus on civic education first so that we can inform or let the people know what is the value that we can get from this clay that has been isolated. So that's why we first of all want to focus on civic education. And once we have achieved that, we can now think of how we can commercialize it.
What is your revenue last year?
1.2 million.
How much of that is the cost of production of your bricks?
So last year we produced 3,400 bricks. Each of them, the cost of production was 50 shillings per brick. So the other forms of, oh sorry, I missed that out. So last year we produced 10,000 bricks, out of which we generated a revenue of 500,000, of all of which was the cost of production of those particular bricks. So the other revenue that was above 500,000 was the money that we received as grants, because we have partnered with the National Health Insurance.
Okay.
And
so,
we are, yes?
So in this case, your revenue was 500,000 from the
From the
sales
bricks,
of,
yes.
How much of that? How much costs? What was the cost of production of those bricks?
It was 500,000.
Sorry?
500,000.
Okay. So you produced at cost.
Yes. So what we just, okay, the current cost of an average brick is 35 shillings. So our bricks are a bit pricey because of the process they undergo. So we lower the price, or we actually just sell those bricks at the cost that we have produced them at.
Okay. And I know you said you sell at the cost, but so what's the business model?
Yeah,
Grants?
Pardon?
What is your business? How do you make money?
I've said we are not after making money.
Okay, so how do you pay yourselves?
We actually, all our team members are volunteers. So we have volunteered.
What will you eat? What will you clothe? It's not about making money
Yes.
for your pocket,
Yes.
but to live a living.
Yeah, we always apply for grants. So
But that's not sustainable. I'm just trying to help
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
As much as you're doing a sustainable business, there should be a way for catering for your living, moving from point A to point B. You as a person
Sure.
outside the business.
Okay, I get your point. And to respond to that, we don't invest all our time at packing up PFS. We all have our careers that we are pursuing, and PFS is something that we just do to enlighten the society of its danger.
Okay, so that's okay. Thank you.
Yes.
And just giving a bit of feedback. It makes a lot of sense that you want to build something that give back to the society, but remember you're part of society. So think around how do you create a model that it's able to sustain itself as much as you're not giving 100%, but also you're getting something to build yourself so that you can be able to do much more of what you're doing elsewhere. So even as you do good for the society, see how that can be expanded by making sure it's sustainable. Hope that makes sense.
Sure.
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you so much, Joseph. And representing Turkana County in the digital transformation space, we will have Kennedy Etole telling us more about WebGoat Link. Karibu sana Kennedy, a round of applause for Kennedy as he comes. Appreciation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. I'm Kennedy Lotonia from Turkana County. I'm here to present one of the innovation I came up with by the name WebGoatLink. WebGoatLink is an innovative social enterprise which is based in Turkana County, which was created to transform the livestock market through the digital connectivity. So the problem that WebGoatLink is going to solve and address is one of them is limited market access, where the livestock farmers from the rural areas are being geographically isolated due to their region areas. Secondly, is the issue of high transportation costs due to distance. Secondly, is high transportation costs due to distance. That leads the lack of digital infrastructure such as data centers, software, and hardware. So the solutions which WebGoatLink is going to solve, the solution which WebGoatLink is going to solve, one of them is the problem of limited market access, whereby the Goat WebLink is a platform which will be connecting all the livestock traders across from the local areas across the Kenyan region to the global market. Secondly, the WebGoatLink is going to tackle the problem of high transportation cost in a way that the sellers will come up, will post photos of their livestock which they are going to sell. And also they will add the descriptions and the prices. Therefore, the buyers will come into the platform and access the information and purchase the type and the quality of livestock they require. Thirdly, it also promotes the economic inclusion, whereby all the rural areas livestock traders will also be included on the online platform, same as their urban counterparts. In addition, the WebGoatLink will stabilize the income for these communities. So, how is WebGoatLink unique from the others websites which come up with the same ideas like this? So, WebGoatLink stand out from others in a way that it uses the internet technology to bridge between the communities from the rural areas across the Kenyan region to the global market. In addition, it will simplify the buying and selling of goats, sheep, cows. Therefore, it will ensure there is transparency, convenience, and security for both of the users of the website. So who will be the key customers? The key customers that the WebGoatLink will be depending on are the butchers and the meat suppliers, the restaurants, hotels, and also exporters. So the market channel, where will the WebGoatLink get the market from? So One of them, social media, where we interact with the livestock traders. Second is the local partnership and the SMS access, which will be used to communicate with farmers. Revenue models, the transaction fee where small fee will be charged, subscription plans, and also advertising will be one of the revenues where the web Gotling will acquire the profits from. Our competitors are the traditional livestock market where people come in person to trade, and also some of the digital platforms such as Cocoa Network. And also we have the agri-market business, but they mainly focused on agricultural produce. But for us, we focus mainly on livestock. Okay, sorry. So if awarded the funds, we will mainly focus on maximizing an impact and growth, and also technology development and improvement. Also on the training of farmers, we will mainly focus on educating the livestock traders from the rural areas to be able to come up with, these farmers to be able to be educated about the website. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do any of you guys have any questions?
Thank you for that presentation and for just the courage to try and share with us what you're trying to do in Turkana. So again, question, do you already have a website or is it just an idea?
Yes.
You have a website?
Yes, we have a website, but we are still developing it.
You're still developing it. And do you have an idea what is the access to internet or mobile phone penetration, smartphone, mobile phone penetration in that region that you're targeting? Do you have an idea?
Yes, I have an idea.
What is the percentage?
Okay. The percentage is almost, let me just estimate, it's almost 40% of the people have an access of these or phones. And yeah, most of them have that access to this mobile phone.
Oh, and usage of social media?
Many youth are using social media by the help of these cybers.
Okay.
The government also has provided some of the local cybers within the rural areas.
So
Okay, we have the transaction fees where, okay, the charges will be friendly in a way that we come out the system where we charge a small amount of like 10 shillings for transaction. So the larger number of people, the more profit the website, the application will be profitable.
So if it's 10 shillings,
Yes.
just to indulge you, so how many goats would you need sold through the platform for you to be profitable?
Okay. Someone will require almost over 10,000 goats, which we really, that really, the northern region is really rich on. It can even go up to 100,000 goats. These people are rich in livestock. They are really interested their time rearing these animals. So there is a huge gap there in the business opportunity now, whether if we come up with this idea and reach that opportunity and come up with that, we take up that opportunity, we'll really be, the web good link will really benefit from that small transaction that we'll be charging. That's 10 shillings per transaction. That's just transaction of selling of goods. So it will really be friendly to even the law now, the common mwananchi. These are the hustlers. So
Maybe you can consider a percentage as opposed to just 10 shillings. It's something to think about, yes. Tell them for every goat you sell on my platform, I'm taking 3% or 5%. That way you make more. You might find farmers who are selling very expensive goods. So in that case, you also get a bigger margin. Just a point of consideration.
Okay, thank you so much, Kennedy. Good job. And yay, we are at the final point of the pitch session here. And to close us off, we are going to have Rebecca Wanjiru from Lamu in the food security and agriculture sector, representing AgriGrow. So please, for the final person, let's try and be a little bit energetic and welcome Rebecca. Yay.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Wanjiro and welcome to AgriGrow. AgriGrow is a youth-based online organization where we come up with an idea of land preparation, farming, and harvesting. In Lamu, I did my analysis and I got Lamu, we are so much behind on agriculture, whereby Lamu, we are best at pigeon peas. Pigeon peas ni mnaitanga njogo kwa watu wengine. Cowpeas, maize, and cassava. These are the food that help us a lot in our body. It gives us energy, builds our body. But we are far much behind. And yet, our population is over 200, approximately over 200 to 300,000 people living in that county. And yet we have a lot of farms that are idleless, that are there and no one to be planned up. That's why I came up with an idea of an organization online whereby a farmer register through our system, and then we come through your land. You tell us the size of your land, the location of your land, and the types of crop you wish to be grown. We come in your land, we see your land, we encourage you, we also teach you on some things. We talk about the prices, we negotiate, and then we tell you the time on which we are going to come to your land and do farming or harvesting or planting, whatever you may choose. If you wish for us to do farming alone, we also do that. If you wish for us to do harvesting, we also do that. If you wish for us to do on any if you wish for us to prepare your land, we also do that. We also help you on managing things such as pests and diseases, loss of harvesting, and activate you so that you may be motivated day by day to plan and to be interested in farming. That's what that AgriGrow does, and it's easy to access it though, because it's an online organization. Though we have some technicality, but it's easy for us to access you. We also go door to door to advertise our farm, our organization. We also have reflectors whereby we go, as you give us work, we wear some uniform to show that in case we pass through some customers and is interested in our organization, and he or she can access us through that advertisement, through those clothes. And that is AgriGrow.
Okay, thank you very much, Rebecca. Just a quick question for me. So am I right in saying that what you have is a consultancy type of business? Or how do you, because you said you go to the farmers door to door or farm to farm, then whether they are planting or harvesting or whatever it is, and then you offer your services.
Yes.
Okay, so how would you describe your business generally? Is it a consulting, or do you actually go and do the work for them? You know, harvest, for example, then they pay you. How exactly does it work?
As we provide the services to the farmers, the farmer would like, for example, for me to prepare his or her land, and then maybe him or her wants me to plant on it in his or his land. So that tunafanyanga hivyo.
Sawa, alafu sasa mnalipwa aje?
Sasa depending on the size, the type of crops you wish to grow it, the size, the type of crops, and the location of where your land is, we calculate that budget and we come up with the amount of service that you will give it to us.
So have you been making some money so far?
Yeah, but on small scales. We see small scales are easier because few laborer, few gadgets to do the work. But large scales require digital farming machines, require a lot of labor, and we don't have enough money to provide. So for now, we are starting at small scale farmer. We have not yet invested in large scale.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else with a question?
Hi.
Hi.
How many small-scale farmers have you worked with?
So far, our client, we have one client, but we have worked on 3 places.
Okay.
Uasin Gishu,
Yes.
Lamu, and Trans Nzoia.
So in this case, the 3 areas you have worked with, how big, what acreage? How big are the land?
3/4.
Okay.
So mostly 3/4, 2 or 3/4.
Okay.
And then the other one was almost 1 acre, but haikuwa imejaa sana.
Okay. And in this case, in 3 places you have worked with, what kind of labor did you provide? What did you see end-to-end support of the farmer? That is from preparing the land, planting, tilling, planting, and all the other taking care of the plants in between to harvesting.
It's actually ongoing.
Yes.
But we see the way climate,
Yes.
it sort of lied to us.
Yes.
It was supposed to be rainy season throughout.
Yes.
Now we find out that it's sunny, rainy,
Yes.
but it's still on the process because we have not yet harvest, but we have prepared the land, and 2 of the farm we have already planted. It has remained 1.
Okay. What commodity did you plant?
Maize.
Maize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maize.
And based on what you have done, what cost? How much has it costed you versus just what? How much have it costed you?
For now, without harvesting, it's 30 to 50,000.
For the 3 place or 1 place?
1 place.
Just 1 place.
Because I stay at Lamu.
Okay.
Now the land it's maybe in Trans Nzoia.
Yes.
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 I require transportation
Yes.
to those.
I do understand.
Yeah.
So that cost, is it the similar cost for the rest of the 2 other areas? It's only that.
No, it's
or differs.
It's 30 to 1. It was 34,800.
Yeah.
But we are still, but we are not yet done.
Okay.
And the other one was 42.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much did you charge for the whole work, or are you charging phases? We till, I charge you. We plant, I charge you, or did you charge for everything?
No, it depends with the customer.
Okay.
The customer sometimes tells you that I will harvest on my own.
Okay.
I just want you to do farming for me, and then I will harvest on my own. And the other one tells you, I just want you to prepare my land. Okay. And the other one tells you, I want you to harvest on my land.
Okay.
Yeah.
So based on those that you have just tilled the land and planted, how much have you charged?
That's what I was saying. The one I charged 34,800, and the other one was 42.
Okay, I thought that was the cost. Okay.
No,
All
the
right.
cost is from 30,000 to
Yes.
50,000 approximately.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My last question to you.
Yeah.
Right now, how do you source so you go to, and I'm trying to, and as you answer this, think through the contractors, because I see a business model that you can be able to create around that.
Yeah.
Think of the contractors who build across the country, across the region. And what they do is create some sort of a menu. I'm just trying to get very language you can understand. A menu of services. And then they work with the markets within where they have been contracted.
Yeah.
And then they are able to understand what are the costs in those regions versus what I will charge.
Yeah.
So, and then they can build a business around that. I am seeing a possibility of a business model there, but you have to understand the different markets because it's not a plug and play, but you can learn a lot from the building industry to create something. The other bit, you can also look for the businesses that are doing mechanization. And I know one of those is Hello Tractor. I know those, they provide machines.
Yeah.
But also I know of a business that does those services, provide farmers instead of labor-based tilling or preparation of land, they mechanize, and there is a business model around that.
Yeah.
But the secret around those business model, they don't own the equipment, they don't own the inventory, they work with other suppliers. If the inputs, they will work with the input company, so they don't own the inventory, they don't own those. So look around those as you build your business model and see what aspect you can pick and see whether you can build a business model around it, or the best.
In one of those,
Yes.
we see this program that is called Shamba Shape Up.
Yes.
They bring different farmers. Somebody who was, so we contacted one of the farmers and told us that we were actually, by next week, we're supposed to meet the farmer. He will provide us the tractor and no, we don't have a lot. We have a few. He told us that he will give us the tractors and those machines, but we are going to meet the condition. No, it's not for free. Give me, give you. Yeah. So we are going to meet that farmer of Shamba Shape Up, and then we'll see our way forward.
All the best.
Thank you.
So mine is a comment, just to see how your business evolves. So one of the things you should do for any business to grow, your second and third cost of acquiring customer should always be cheaper than the first initial customer. So that's how business grows. So that way now you'd have customers who are coming in as you grow and the cost of acquiring them is cheaper. So in your model, maybe the thing you should think about is how will I make sure that I don't incur the same cost getting my third, fourth, 100 customer the same way I got the first one.
Yeah.
And so just think through it. It can be as easy as making sure there's a referral model. So for example, the customer who you did work for, they can easily refer you to their other friends. It can be in a way that you have a platform where people can be able to easily see what you're doing in one area and communicating to the others.
As I do the project or the organization, I still learn from it. It's the first time. So as I do it, like you've said, I still learn from my mistakes that I've done. So far, I've learned from a few mistakes that I've done, but I'm still learning. As I do my project, as it continues, I still learn from. This was my first customers with three different places. So as I go by, I still learn from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just to encourage her, you're using the right model of building a business.
Thank you.
When you're building a business, you have to do things that don't scale and make all the mistakes that you need to make. So you start with doing things that don't scale. What that means is doing physically the things that are not making sense. You make all the mistake. And then when you have done all the mistakes, then you automate it. And you're doing the right thing. You're on the right track.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rebecca, for closing us off on a high note. And can I get a hooray? Hooray! To closing off the day, because it has been such a long day. And especially for the innovators on this side, I just want you to tell your neighbor you have done it. Yeah, you have done it, because I can imagine how much time it took to prepare for this, how much effort, thought process that went into this, and just see it is done. And that's why the most important thing is to always give your best at every opportunity, because they come and they go. And just from me to congratulate you, we have seen a lot of amazing ideas. And maybe as I prepare to hear from the judges, maybe they can tell us one and two things. We are going to limit on what you have observed, and from your experience, what could be most helpful? Like one of the things that you can impart on these entrepreneurs, that going forward, what would make them stand out in a session like this? What do they need to work on? So just some pointers here and there, that at the end of the day, even if the sessions here were a bit tense, what can they learn? That as they go home, I know that I need to do this. And as an entrepreneur trying to fundraise through pitching, I need to do this and this. Okay? I don't know, Yvonne, how do we start?
We can just go across.
We can just go across?
Yeah. We can start
Okay.
with Sam and come down this way.
Awesome. So I think it's been a very good use of the day. Just engaging in ideas. Anywhere you're discussing ideas is a good place. So my comments are, first, you don't need AI for everything. You don't need to have hatching chicken with AI, running Matatu business with AI. So some solutions can just work the way they are. We do get AI is the new hot thing. But remember, there was a time when there was blockchain was the in thing. So just solve the solution as you see it fit. The other thing I wanted to mention is passion. So passion says a lot, and the interesting thing is indicate what passion is, but it's usually very clear when someone is presenting. You can tell someone who's really deep into the idea, has really worked it, engaged with customers, and you can see it ooze. At the same time, you can see someone who's just 50-50 about the idea, not really into it, but presenting just for presenting. So yeah, so passion comes in how much you believe in the idea, how vested you are in the idea. Passion also means you have gone out and talked to potential customers, and something that comes out as you present. And then the third thing is what Rebecca has mentioned is, yeah, always make a point of talking at least to 1 or 2 customers. It says a lot. It's one thing to say, I'm going to get 10% of this market segment. So if there are 100,000 customers, 10%, I'll get X customers. I can tell you for a fact, getting 1 customer, it's very hard. But then while doing that, you also understand the nuances that come with acquiring those customers, where to find them, and it breaks that whole idea of just being very theoretical to something very practical. And as Rebecca said, it doesn't have to scale. It's an indication of you have done the first steps of the job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sam. And just to help our innovators put your words into perspective, we've said that as much as AI is the in thing, we don't have to make everything about AI. We've talked about passion, and one thing that makes me think back is that my dad always told me that if you're passionate about something, it's going to drive you. It's going to be very easy to even sell people the idea because you actually believe in what you're doing. And then the other thing is customer engagement, not falling in love in whatever it is that you're trying to build. Engage the customer and understand what their pain points are and how you can help. Thank you so much, Sam. We'll move on to Enos.
Yeah, first, a big congratulations to everyone who's spoken. It takes courage to be on that stage. I know sometimes I have stage fright, and it's really worse when you have to convince people who have experiences like some of us here that your idea is going to be a big business. So that's one. So you can clap for yourselves. Second, I want to say that in business, we tend to confuse what winning is. And when you're given an award, that is not real winning. Real winning is when you take your business from one level to another. So all of you are winners or still have a chance to be winners, to actually work on what has been said. Second is I would love to encourage most of you. I know it's still, I would say an MVP or a prototype, not so sure. Yvonne, you can tell us more about. But I would encourage most of you, if not all of you, to actually plug in to the startup school, because a lot of this foundational knowledge is important. When you stand before at least for us, we are not going to be investors, but when you stand before investors, some tough questions will be asked, and you need to know your business in and out. And given that we are also from school and we know how the Kenyan system works, it's not about cramming, it's about falling in love with the problem. You can almost single out someone who really knows the problem. And like it's been mentioned in the morning, that great innovators tend to fall in love with the problem, and you can always single that out. Lastly, I think there was I think we also need some better context, especially there are businesses that I think were coming from, I think, just to be specific, the ASAL community that required some more work and really to build them up. So I felt there was a big disparity in some of those startups, and perhaps they might not be be sort of very good to be in one stage, because I think the levels are also quite important to work with. So that's all, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Enos. Maybe what I can add just to make this simpler is that what Enos is telling us, he's not telling us surviving is winning. You know, we usually say surviving is winning, but he's telling us that growing is winning. Just being able to move to the next step is something that we should be happy and celebratory about. Then about knowing your business, understanding it, you can only sell what you know well. And we've taken the feedback on how to level the different groups. Thank you, Enos. We move on to Anne.
Thank you. Again, I would also want to reiterate that you all have done amazing job today. I know it's not easy to be able to have come today and stand there with all the lights to be able to pitch. So that's the first, I would say that's the first step towards the right direction. So regardless of how this goes today, it should be a motivation for you to move forward as the group that you have pitched today. That said, I would want to put some points across for everyone, whether you will be among the top today or not. Please put this in mind. As you continue to pitch, most of the founders in their early days, they focus more on solution. I am building an app. I am building this. I am building a product. And that is the wrong focus. Like I said in the morning, please fall in love with the problem first. If you understand the solution so well, it will be so easy for you to provide a solution. And a solution is not an app. A solution is not a website. A solution is just a different way or efficient way of getting to do things better, and someone is willing to pay for it. So please understand the solution is not these fancy things we have had people say, not today, they're out there. The solution is how do I solve a problem in the market from point A to point B, and this is how people are paying for it. And for those who are building businesses that people don't need to pay, how does that business sustain itself? Because you will need to survive, you will need to pay for your living expenses. How does it sustain itself? So that is one. Secondly, you have to understand your audience. I know today we don't have audiences per se, but understand what is the objective of today. Was it to convince us as judges, or was it to communicate clearly, not what you're building, but what you're solving? And with that, you will understand, do we need to know the market? Do we need to know whether you're making money? Do we need to know whether you're sustainable? Do we need to know whether there is impact? Do we need to know whether you're raising money? When you understand your audience, then you give us the right information. The minute you mix the needs of different audiences, as a startup, you have so much to cover and you cannot cover with 7 minutes. So understand your audience so that you give us the right content. And lastly, check, so when you build a business, I get a little bit disappointed when I ask who else is in the market and you have no clue. Because the first thing you do, and I keep on encouraging and saying things as a founder, but mostly from a fund side of things. When we are building a fund, the first thing we ask ourselves, as much as we feel we are novel as much as possible, who else is in this market? What are they doing right? And what are we going to do differently? Because only then you're able to understand the challenges that exist, not from an assumption point of view, but from lenses of someone else who have gone before you. We keep on saying there is no new ideas in the world. There isn't. Someone else have tried and failed. But your execution set you apart. And you can only be excellent in your execution if you know what someone before you did wrong. Those people who are, okay, all the astronomers who have gone to the moon, they tried so many times before. but it's through learning why it didn't happen before, they were able to be successful. The same journey with the startup. Those that I know from this cohort, I could tell their pitching was on point. Though we were not looking the pitching skills, but because they have tried elsewhere and failed, so they are better. So if you learn from someone else, you become better. So those are my remarks today. Thank you.
Okay, let us appreciate our judges. I mean, if you were not taking notes, I wanted to hand it over to you. To you. Just before Yvonne comes in and closes off this session and hands over back to Masila, just again, being the, the person who repeats just to help you keep in check, is ask yourself who else. Understand your audience. You can only communicate if you're creating understanding, and creating understanding is by delivering the message as it was expected and putting it across very clearly. And then also something else that I've had is that a business needs a paying customer. So we need to really think through, as much as you're a social enterprise, but then if you're, how do you balance the costs and everything else? Then focus on the problem. Once you understand the problem properly, you'll be able to come up with a solid solution. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Phyllis. Please give her a round of applause for leading us so well today.
In the morning, we were big tents, but at evening, so trying to calm. So it's a great opportunity to learn teachers got a great information of the theories in their
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And I agree more. I think for many of us, even as the judges, we also learn from you. Yes? And I'm so glad to hear that you've learned a lot and you've seen the progress from morning, people being tense to getting a bit more aligned to the environment and what's happening. So firstly, I want to encourage those of you who are pitching tomorrow, take the learnings from today and use them to your benefit, because that's an advantage. And then for those also just found themselves an amazing entrepreneur. All right. Anne will confirm that. Enos will confirm that. I'm sure he will. It's all been a learning journey. So I want to just encourage you, continue learning, keep pitching. Ukiitwa tena to go and pitch, just pitch. You're told to go to this program, just go. Learn as much as you can. And you have the advantage right now of your youth. So please use it well. And together, let us solve Africa's problems. Yes? All right. So thank you very much. I want to hand over back to George Masila so that he can close us off. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yvonne. Makofi ya Yvonne. Okay, so I didn't speak a lot earlier in the day, so I don't know whether I demand a clap after this, but you'll tell me. So I just want to thank everyone. Let me start with our amazing team of judges. Thank you so much for being patient to listen in from the different innovators. Listening myself, I really embraced the diversity that we have and all the grassroots innovators at whatever level that we have right here pitching from the different parts of the country. So for everyone, I whispered to someone when I was listening, I came to a point where I had to deal with the fact that vidole zote hazitoshani, nitasimamia hapo kwa sasa. So tomorrow is another day when some of you who are here will come to this big stage. In the morning, I asked whether the innovators were scared or they were what? What was the other question? If they were scared or excited. None of them said they are scared. So I expect you not to be scared tomorrow. You should only be excited. So challenge to you. Again, I want to thank the team from Kenya for the support that you've accorded us to see this run. And lastly, to the team that was pitching, some of them have already left for different places. But we are welcoming the new ones who are coming in, who will be pitching tomorrow and the subsequent days. So our call time tomorrow morning is exactly, who knows? You guys have received some communication. What time is it? Meambiwa mkuu hapa by saa ngapi? Hamjaambiwa? Hamjaambiwa? Tumesema kesho wakuwe hapa. Samuel, kesho wakuwe hapa by saa ngapi? By 7:30. So let's be settled in by 7:30. See, you guys are boarding around here. Okay. So let's be here settled by 7:30 in the morning, so that you deal with the environment and the tension that you have to absorb just before you come to this big stage. It's a little bit scary, but I know you're brave people. So please, let's keep time tomorrow. We want to run very seamlessly tomorrow. So I won't speak beyond this point unless there is anyone who wants to make an announcement. For the Kenya team, you're informed that there's supposed to be a debrief happening immediately after tea at 4:20 p.m. So at 4:20 p.m., let's convene here for a quick debrief so we plan for tomorrow. So I think we started with a word of prayer. We'll close with a word of prayer. Ndio twende zetu. Twenzetu, si ndio? Okay, so a volunteer who wants to pray for us. Thank you.
All right, okay, should we stand for a word of prayer?
Yeah, let's all arise.
Stand.
You want to speak like a parliamentarian?
All right, let's believe and pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we want to say thank you for this time that you've brought us to a close, and we want to just glorify your name for having guided us through this exercise. And Lord, I pray for everyone who has participated, special blessing towards them. I pray, oh God, even as we close, that you will be with us And even as we take a rest till tomorrow, that you will guide our thoughts to make even tomorrow a success. We thank you and we bless your name. I pray this believing and trusting in Jesus' name. Amen.
Asante. So tea is served at the same place. So